Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why I've started investing in stocks, and honestly, it's one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. Without wasting any more of your time, let's jump right into it. Reason number 1, I want to beat inflation. Now, what is inflation? By definition, inflation is a sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services of an economy over a period of time. Okay, I completely memorized that from Investopedia. In plain English, it simply means prices of items will increase from time to time. Take Malaysia for example. Look at the charts from the Department of Statistics Malaysia. I've taken the February data just to show you the actual numbers before COVID-19 pandemic hit us. And if you can see from the chart, we can agree that goods and services, transport, housing, water, electricity, gas, communication, education, healthcare, restaurants, and hotels, they all hover around the range of 1.5 to 2%. And that is just to show you that the prices of goods and services, they generally increases about 1.5 to 2% every year. So I thought, why would I let my money sit in my savings account, which typically provides me an interest of about 0.1 to 0.5 to 1% per annum? Wouldn't that make me poorer every day? Now, of course, I can choose to place my money in the safe haven, fixed deposits, which typically provides me an interest of about 2 to 3.5% per annum. So, assuming I put a 10,000 ringgit fixed deposits today, with a rate of 3%, I will roughly get about 3,200 ringgit extra at the end of 10 years period. And that is not to forget that we still have inflation in the background, reducing the power of your money. So effectively, you are just receiving an interest of about 1% per annum, and let's be honest, that is very minimal and not as rewarding as investing in stocks, which historically have a return of more than 5% per annum or more, depending on your investing strategies. And of course, it does come with a cost, and that cost is risk. And which leads me to my second reason as to why I invest in stocks. I'm still in my 20s and I can take up more risk, and with risk comes reward. But let's be honest here for a second. We want the best of risk and also reward. And from the tons of research that I've made, there are actually a lot of ways and homeworks that we can do to actually minimize the risk while profiting from investing in stocks. Let me just quote Warren Buffett right here, one of the world's greatest investors. He said, "Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing." And Warren Buffett has spent tons and tons of hours in readings, be it books, balance sheets, company ratings, and just generally everything that related to the companies that he wants to invest in. And being the hot-blooded young guy that I am, right, I knew if I put a lot of effort into studying, into researching, I knew I can come up on top of it. And let me just give you a little bit of context, right? I'm a mechanical engineering graduate and I have almost literally zero financing or financial knowledge. And by zero, I mean no one has ever taught me about investments, about financing, about personal finance. So I had to take the hard route of figuring it out. And luckily, I get to work in my current company, which offers me opportunities to learn about finance and financial knowledge in general. Okay, before I get too whiny, my point is, we all have time ahead of us, regardless of how old are you or what you are facing right now. We all have time to spare, right? So after work at night, I try to spare as much time as I can to educate myself, to read about financial knowledge and to just look at the US stocks because they are active when Malaysia is past 9:30 p.m. So if you are willing to take higher risk, then put the effort, because I know you can. Put the effort, put the hours, extra effort to go the extra mile. And if you do, you realize that you will learn a lot more out of it. Which leads me to my third reason why I choose to invest in stocks. And let me just tell you, financial knowledge is cool. And just purely because Malaysia schools will never teach you anything about finance or stocks, right? Have you ever heard of something like this?
Oh, the bank negara is going to cut the OPR by another 25 bips this quarter.
Or something like this.
Wow, the X company's EBITDA just got a historical high increase of 25% year on year.
Or just plain financial terms like return on investment, dividend yield, EPS, DPS, S&P 500, the DJIA, the FEDs, cash and cash equivalent. Okay, maybe you heard of the last one. I know, right? Just what on earth are people talking about? And as I have mentioned before, it is really hard to understand what my seniors, what my superiors are talking about. And as you can guess, it feels really bad to me. And if you're just like me, chances are what those adults are talking about would sound completely strange and alien to you. And that is why I've started Googling every single terms or just alien words that I've never heard before, and eventually got into the stock market. And let me just tell you one thing, by having your money invested in the stock market is one of the best feeling ever. And just imagine the company that you have invested in is working 24 hours for you. Okay, maybe not 24 hours, but you get what I mean. And that is also the best source of passive income. And also, ladies and gentlemen, it is the best, if not the best way to get up to speed to learn all that financing knowledge that you will need in your life. Alright, I've come to the end of this video, and let me just summarize the 3 reasons why I choose to invest in the stock market. Number 1, I want to beat inflation. Number 2, I want to utilize higher calculated risk to earn better return. And number 3, I want to learn all of the cool financial jargons and terminologies. And that's all for this video, and I hope you have gained some value, if not get inspired to start investing. And if you do, you can help me by clicking the subscribe button down below, and it does help me with growing my little YouTube channel. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.